All right, guys. So thank you guys for joining us very much. So we do have Dragon Bros guys that are going to be joining us here. I think I just might have fat fingered this and got them a little bit of an issue here. There we go. So thank you guys again for joining us this Friday night. So we're going to go ahead and get Dragon Bros up and moving around, guys. So without any further introduction, I have Isai and Adan from Dragon Bros. What's up, guys? What's it called? I think your audio. We got to connect your audio, guys. So, say something again. Yeah, just on your settings, on the audio, just change it to the microphone. Because I'm having a hard time hearing you guys. So, yeah. Let's see. Can you guys hear me or no? Yeah, I can hear you guys. I just can't hear you guys. We got Jose Martinez saying "Let's Dragon Broskis." So on the bottom, go to where it says audio or settings, and then under settings, still la combo la battery a la mic. The batteries for your mic, bro. And then it should say audio. Then
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
No, the thing is, I don't know why it stopped streaming on
You
the
good?
big microphone, but I can hear you properly.
Perfect. I can hear you now. What's up, Miguel? We got Jose Martinez joining from your page on the comments, bro. He's saying Los Dragon Broskis. And then we have the la al cabo la battery al mic.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what happened. I had the settings correctly, and then out of nowhere, boom, it's gone. It didn't want to work anymore.
So fun fact, guys, it was working right now, and then when we went live, for some reason, it kicked them out. And
yeah,
then,
when I was trying to stream to the audience, it's like, no, hell no.
Hey, I told you, it's very rare shit happens, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it just happens sometimes. But I appreciate you guys joining us. So we got Dragon Bros. We got Nick. What's going on, Nick? Nick was on the podcast last week. What's going on, Nick? You still got my equipment. No, not that I'm hating or nothing. But so thank you guys for joining us, Isai Adan. So I'm not sure if we're able to get your mic going or what. Oh my god, it's the Dragon Bros. I love those guys. Damn, look at you guys.
Alexis.
Call them. And in case for you guys who don't know where Dragon Bros is located, they're actually in the Lower Valley in Brownsville, Texas. And we went ahead and put the address there towards the bottom. And from what I hear, they have the best barbacoa ever, which I'm gonna probably swing by. I'm not gonna lie to you, probably not even next week, maybe like in 2 weeks. But I'll definitely give you guys a call. But besides that, guys, let's go ahead and introduce yourselves. However you guys want, Isai, Adan, whoever wants to go first. And then we'll just kind of wing it from there.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Alan.
You're older.
One of the Dragon Bros. 31. I mainly speak Spanish, honestly. It's not that I hate English, but
he hates English.
Nah, my stronger is Spanish. So that's me. I'm Adan, one of the Dragon Bros, the oldest one, and he's my little brother.
Sadly, I'm known as little. Isai. I'm basically the one that runs the page. Yes, that's me talking a lot of smack everywhere, a vast majority of the time.
I once ate 4 pounds of barbacoa and gained superpowers. I would get something, but it wouldn't be superpowers, bro. But I recommend 100%. Just so you know, Isai, we might have to put that mic back and forth between you guys. Just an FYI.
No worries.
We'll have to wing it. Maybe we'll take a small break in the middle. It just depends. But salud, compa. So just so you know, bro, my Spanish is garbage. It's nothing personal.
Really?
My fucking Spanish is jacked, bro. So just don't get offended.
Saludos, compa.
So what's it called? I think one time I called Mercedes, and it just became that like forever between me and Miguel. So, but definitely. So, again, so. Thank you guys for joining us. So we're just gonna kind of have a little talk here. So tell me a little bit about you guys. I usually like to kind of start it off like what got you into collecting. So I don't like to bore the audience with my story, but basically here in Far Texas, in the Upper Valley, the Upper Valley, we have it was an arcade in Far Texas in the Central Mall, and my dad was a security guard there for years. He used to get like Pokemon cards and shit. He would take them home. I had like so many Charizards, bro. If I held on to them, I'd probably be a millionaire. But I sold them for Hot Cheetos and cheese because Hot Cheetos and cheese is good, bro. Like,
I don't blame you, dude.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so that was back in the day. But that was my small hustle. Me and my brother always talk about how we grew up. We never grew up poor. We just grew up with enough, nothing too bad and stuff. But definitely that's how I got started into collecting. With my previous partners, we did an event one time. We made $300, and I said, hey, I could double it. I ended up quadrupling it just because I'm a smartass. One of the biggest things about me, and I'm goal oriented. And from that moment forth, when I quadrupled the money, I just fell in love with it because I loved collectibles. I love Power Rangers, kind of what I started with. And then from there, I just kind of started buying, flipping, getting customers happy, stuff like that. And then now I'm in this location now, building a website, trying to do everything online right now, cut the cost so I can be able to give the consumer the best price. So that's kind of how I got started. So between both of you guys, whoever wants to go first, we'll get you guys into collecting, or was it something that Adon did? You say make you do it because you guys are in the location. Like, give us a story behind you guys.
All right, so you should start that first. Actually, no. First off. All right, cool. Let me put that mic there. First off, I know that me personally, when I was growing up, my parents used to. Well, everybody thinks the parents are gonna buy you everything. At the time, I always would get paid by my parents $5 every week. So it took me about a month to buy Transformers. I didn't know jack shit about about taxes. So that was the beauty of it. This guy right here, though, he would always help me pay for the taxes because me being the little kid I was, I didn't know anything about taxes. I thought it said 20. Oh, it's $20. So I had a huge collection of Transformers, but not the G1 that everybody loves. Personally, I grew up with the Michael Bay movies. I know Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, which is the second movie, by heart. So that's what got me into some of the figures, and then Dragon Ball, and then I think the best figures of Dragon Ball when I was growing up were definitely the Pirata ones from Mexico, dude. Those were those were just a little bit too. Yeah, they were basically moving like that, but the art, the looks to it were just beyond what I see nowadays. After that, uh, I got rid of a vast. I didn't get rid of it. I had no option. They forced me to give away my collection. I don't want it. The next thing that happened, I shit you not, and I'm still upset about this to this day. We gave it to my nephew, and I was like, "Oh, he's not gonna take care of it," and I was absolutely correct. Less than 24 hours, every single damn Transformer. There was over 50 Transformers all over the floor, every piece missing everywhere, and I was so heartbroken by it. And I stopped collecting for a good while, but then I got back into it with Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts, and then I got rid of that. Now I'm stuck with a bunch of figures from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So just to make it shorter and not like be like ooh, because I can go on about my collection stuff, but no, I'd rather just kind of summarize it and keep it short and sweet. But he has his little story.
What's up, Adon?
First of all, I started buying my KOs over there in Mexico.
Can you get a little closer?
Yeah, the knockoffs, and I loved them, man. Like, they were pretty cool. And I remember I'm still missing my Goku. I miss him, man. There was a Super Saiyan 4, and
He would kill everybody.
yeah, he will kill everyone. I mean, when we were kids, we would like get him to play, we're fighting, and Goku would never lose a fight, man. Never. The only thing he lost was the tail. That was it. And then after a while, I stopped collecting because I was focused on just working since I was a kid. But when I turned 12, I started buying toys. I was a kid selling to other kids, like to other kids.
Yeah.
And I was making money. But then there was something that grabbed my attention after, I'm talking about like 10 to 15 years, that my brother got me into collecting during pandemic, during the coronavirus, that we were just in our house. And he was like, bro, I don't know what to do. Us, we had the permission like to go out because we had the business, so we can go to Walmart, and the police would get after me. I don't know, my luck, man. Every day the police would stop me and be like, where are you going? On work, because I have my business, my taqueria. And my brother got me into like collecting. I started collecting the Super Mario figures. and Toy Story. I was a big
Mhm.
fan of Toy Story. I was being a big fan. My brother even got after me because I was watching the movies like for the 20th time and like 30th time. I don't know. I like watching them.
Fun fact: I don't like Toy Story.
And and then I started collect. I like Disney. I like Pixar. I like all those little toys. And
Mhm.
and then I got into Pokemon, the action figures, the battle figures.
Mhm.
I love Pokemon. I know Pokemon by heart, man. But my favorite one is Kanto and
Yoto.
and Johto. Those are my favorite ones. It's always the same thing, man. Every season is always the same thing.
I get you.
And I was freaking happy when he won for the first time. And Ash Ketchum, I was super happy, man. I was like, it took you 20 years? And
12-year-old 20 years.
he never grew up, man. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? And and then there's something that we share. We share our collection, which is Mortal Kombat, the Storm collectibles.
Oh, nice.
Uh, I shit you not, I have like 6 figures I haven't opened since last year, man.
I have one of them right here.
Yeah, and that's the we like everything. I was into horror, but my mom made me sell everything because she was like, get into my room, get this off. She was like, I don't want to see that in your room. I'm like, son del diablo, you know. And I'm like, all right. So I sold all my collection, and I'm a big fan of Chucky. So even my friend right now on Christmas gave me a Chucky, and I don't know, man. I like collecting, but I'm not into it like a lot.
Mhm.
Like I'm super happy you give me a knife
Mhm.
for my taqueria, and that's my collection. I have a collection of knives right now, and
I would imagine, yeah.
and that's about it, man. Like I like all the toys. I even bought a hot toy, Thanos, because I'm a big fan of villains.
Yeah.
And right now, I want to go for the Venom hot toy, and I'm into like more like I like Marvel,
Mhm.
but I just like the villains.
I get
That,
you.
that-
I get
that-
you.
I know they're cool. They have better phrases, they better lines.
I get you. So that's great. That's crazy. So you guys started off just collecting, selling y'all's collections and stuff. So that's very cool. So I'm gonna pass this one back to you, Adon. So and this is gonna kind of be the start. So to my understanding, I know we talked about it before. You guys started with the taqueria first, right?
Yeah.
So did you both start it? Was it just kind of like your thing? 'Cause I know we talked a little bit off camera. I don't want to take too much from what you guys are gonna bring up.
It's
But was it like your idea, his idea, like a family
no, it's
idea?
a
Like
family
how
business. It's
family
a
business?
family business. Yeah, it's my dad's been a we call it taquero, original taquero from we're talking about 35 to 40 years of experience ever since he started. He started over there in Mexico, Matamoros, and he had a lot of taquerias, man. And then we tried to look here in Bronzeville 18 years ago,
Mhm.
and we named it after my uncle Marcelo's Tacos, and it took us like 8 10 years,
6 or 8 years.
6 to 8 years to raise it up, man.
Mhm.
So we know the sacrifice we made, and
The sacrifices that our parents made.
yeah, the big sacrifice, man. Because we used to go to school, and every Saturday and Sunday we had to be there. We were little kids, so we were barely at the counter. So
Hey, it's Christian.
and um me personally, I love the taqueria. I love being there. I like making tacos, and my brother's into collecting. Pero the taqueria is something that has always pushed us, like
Mhm.
to make investments or mm, I don't know, man. Like we all grew up into that. We all know from
The commercial side.
the commercial side, because not only that, we used to sell purses. We know about the commercial. We know about business. We know how to buy and sell like retail ever since we were 80 years old.
8. Yep.
Damn, that's awesome. So, and just real quick, just before I pass it on to your brother, so you guys started the taqueria. It took you guys 8 years. Obviously, you guys got through COVID, right?
Mhm.
And you know, a lot of the things that you guys talked about, there's a lot of transferable skills. You know, this is kind of why I like to say a lot of things. Like, even though you might work in the food industry or you might work in the retail and brick and mortar, um, we got one more and saying, "What's up, broski?" So, a lot of times it's transferable skills, whether it's going to be invoices, taxes. Now, obviously, the way you run a taqueria, there's different up to code standards, retention, stuff like that compared to a retail business. So whose idea was it to start the collectibles incorporated with the taqueria? Like how did that conversation happen and how did you all agree? Because I mean, I know when I was talking to you guys, you're like, we got tacos and toys. I'm like, that's fucking great. Like, I can't think of a different combination. So tell us a little bit about how that conversation happened and stuff.
My brother used to have a little business over there in a plaza. When he was getting rid of his figures, he was selling his own figures, and suddenly he had to close down because he wasn't making money. He was just paying for the rent, and he moved all his stuff to the taqueria. So I built a wall. My dad helped us build a wall for him, and he had all his toys: Dragon Stars, SH Figure Arts, Pops, and Nintendo 64s. And then someday, it magically popped out like on Facebook. There was a girl selling this collection, and when I started talking to her, she told me I'm selling all of this because my uncle passed away. I feel bad because I don't want to say how much I offer first, but she agreed. She agreed to me because she even told me I don't want to see it anymore.
We ended up giving her more because I told her, "Hey, don't be a dick."
Like when it comes to negotiations, man, like I put a price and I'm gonna stand to it,
Yeah, no, I get you. I feel you.
And my brother told me, dude.
Okay, you gotta understand, it was really, really low.
But the girl agreed. I was like, hey, yeah, I have it. I'm good to go. But then my brother told me, and I was like, shit. I feel bad, man. I feel bad till this day. Like, I feel like shit. But then after I bought that, she started selling more.
Okay.
And she was like, good to go. Like every time she would tell me like she wanted to sell something, she would look for me. And honestly, yeah, it all started because we did it on auction online on Facebook.
It was a foundation.
Yeah, it was a foundation, man. It was
fast foundation.
Like, honestly, it was the same day I got the first big collection from her. I told my brother, hey, let's go live.
Okay.
And dude, thanks to that selling that night, we opened the shop.
Nice.
Just for that auction. And a lot of people, Jose is one of the first ones that was here since the beginning.
I was there.
Yeah. And he knows how we started, and he's not gonna let me lie. Like it was funny, man. Like I was like, I as soon as I realized how much we made, I was like, dude, what the hell? I just spent this much money and I make like 10 times the amount, man. I was like, yeah. I was like, too much. That's how we opened the shop.
You guys still get people saying, I love those auctions.
Yeah. We're planning on doing one again.
Yeah.
I was there in the beginning of Dragon Time. Hey, I like that, bro. Dragon Time? Shit. Yeah, trademark that. That's good. But that's cool. That's cool. So it just magically took off from there. I mean, let's see. We got hey guys, love the voice actor Vance. But what happened with your partner? Oh, funny story about that.
Oh my god.
Funny story about that.
Talk about it now, or should we keep going onto that?
Shout out to Josh.
We gotta let it marinate. The auction was so, and then bring them back. So very cool, very cool. So let's see. So the next thing they say, so we'll talk about so you started off a business, so you were like at the mall. Was it like indoor market, or was it, or what?
Essentially it was an indoor market. It was the Greyhound Plaza. At the time there was very little movement around there. It is about the story. But it was kind of slow, and again the pandemic was kind of barely hitting, so moving got way too slow there. So like, not worth it. And then I don't know where I left out the part where I was in the little, basically this wall and then I moved to another corner on the taqueria, and my area specifically, well, which is now my area, used to be a bakery.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be a bakery. So up to this day, 4 years later, I shit you not, there's still people, older people going there saying, "Tiene pan?" I'm like, yo,
That's
it's
great.
because the sign is right there. What sign, lady? There is no sign.
We
It
got
always
somebody.
happens.
Diego's asking when you guys gonna bring when you guys bringing Mario Castaneda. I like how you guys did a marinade. So we're getting there, guys. I promise. You can't just give out all the info in the beginning. Like,
Yeah. We
what are
gotta
you
let
gonna
it. We gotta
do?
let it. We gotta
You
stir
gotta,
the soup a little longer.
yeah, a little bit longer. So, well, no, that's cool. So you guys started with the taqueria. You guys incorporated that. So, I guess my next question is going to be for you guys is what was that pivotal moment? And if you want to name names, you can. When you guys started bringing talent, like what was the? Did you see somebody else doing it? Did you say fuck it, we're going to do this, or we're going to
Okay.
go to voice talent? Whoever wants to answer it, I'm cool with it. If you guys want to chime in, but whose idea was it? What was the strategy behind it, and so forth?
Okay. So that's basically all me because I ended up telling him at the last second, like, "Hey, we're doing this," and he's like, "Yeah, good." Um, so truthfully speaking, one of my posts that I made on Facebook before I parted ways with the person I was with, I said that they were the ones who got me into the whole voice actors and stuff. Therefore, one day he came up and told me, Azcaraga, do you know who that one is? Because I personally don't. Um, what happened was the business partner I was with, he came up to me one day after we had played Smash Bros and all that, just random stuff that we were doing. He told me, "Hey, what do you think about having this voice actor in your shop?" At the first time, we were talking about Vic Mignogna, um, and he's like, "You want to have it?" I'm like, sure, fuck it, let's do it." So there was really no planning behind it. We were just like, yeah, sure, let's do it. What's the minimum? And then we just went with it. Luckily, the minimum was 1,000, so that was easily achievable.
Mhm.
Uh, we just needed like 20, like 10, 15 people, and it was done. Um, so was there really any thought behind the start of bringing voice actors? Not entirely. Where I was just, this is what I like telling everybody, because it's kind of the truth. I was just bored.
Mhm.
I truthfully speaking, I was bored, and then I started thinking more about it. Like, hey, if we do this, we can probably start bringing more people, but not specifically because I wanted to have fun. No, I was doing it mainly because I cared about the community at the time.
Mhm.
Uh, so that was thought after I didn't really, once I started incorporating more thought into it, like, let's do it because of the people. Because if I wanted to spoil myself, I would have brought in a bunch of different voice actors just from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but that was not my idea. I wanted to
Mhm.
bring in people for the people. Um, so that's how that happened. And then we started. Let's see, there was Vic Mignana, but a little bit before. Was it Vic? Before Vic, with yeah. So before Vic, the shop opened in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. So 2021 is when we started venturing a little bit more into the voice actors area, but not the English voice actors. We started looking into the Spanish voice actors. I don't know if people remember Starbreeze Collectors Con. That was one of the first times a Spanish voice actor was brought into the United States, at least in Brownsville. I don't know if they had been anywhere else, but to Brownsville, uh, we contacted Mario Castañeda, Rene Garcia, and Lalo Garza, which is Goku, Vegeta, and Krillin.
Mhm.
Nobody knows that we're the ones who contacted them because that's perfectly fine with me. It's better, in my opinion. Uh, so when we did that, we had the privilege, and I keep saying it's always a privilege, that they told us, hey, you guys want to essentially borrow these three voice actors for like a little diner or like somewhere. And we're like, yeah, sure, fuck it. So he went to go pick him up from the airport, and we just had them at the taqueria for at least a good 2 hours, and it was the greatest time of our life, man. The first thing they told us, and you did not hear it here, we definitely did not we definitely were not told not to give alcohol, and we definitely did not give alcohol. That never happened, but they requested. So that was honestly one of the best times I've ever had. We have some recordings which we're not allowed to share with the world.
Yeah. On my phone, I have a lot of videos I can't check.
That's funny. So you guys were able to get in contact. So, and obviously you guys have done a different amount of events right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, because me being the stubborn asshole that I am, I know a lot more Upper Valley stuff than I do Lower Valley stuff. Obviously, because my competition, my clientele, right? I'm more Upper Valley compared to like Lower Valley and stuff. But yeah, we got Chris Ponce for joining us. What's up, Chris, from The Average Boys podcast? Mark Castaneda coming back, confirmed. I don't know about that. You guys stay tuned. And then recording the XXX McGill. So
you want us to get Vin Diesel?
So you guys thought of bringing those people in and everything. So what was kind of like that point where you guys decided, you know what, hey, we're gonna go ahead and host a convention? Like, did you guys think about it? Did you partner with somebody? And again, if you want to name names, you can. It doesn't matter. At this point, it's like I told you guys, facts is facts, feelings are feelings. What was that process there? Because to my understanding, you know, there was a lot of that talent that was also shared like at the Harlingen Convention Center and different events and stuff.
Oh, you're talking about that one.
Well, I mean, bro, again, you gotta keep in mind that I am from Upper Valley, sir, so I only know so much. You know what I mean?
Right, so
but
I
mean, if you want to share that,
I gotta
because obviously
clarify one thing that a lot of people think it was us, but at the end of the day, it wasn't us. So there was the Harlingen thing that happened, which I made a post about, which I respectfully deleted it because I was asked to by the person involved. What happened was people believe, and they still keep believing to this day, that we were the ones who lent out basically Patricia Acevedo, which is the voice of Sailor Moon. But that was not anything to do with us. For some reason, they were involving us with that, and yeah, they were telling us that we were the ones who got them, but we never did.
Let's back up a little bit. So, because we have to set the mood, bro. Y'all are skipping the tacos and going straight to like the dessert. Like you can't go to the flan. You got to get the tacos first, right? So, like, you guys hosted an event. What was the situation? Because to my understanding, and again, this is what I read, because I'm a screenshotter, bro. I screenshot the shit and I read it later. Just gonna be honest, okay? Yeah, 100% wrong. Fuck, I don't give a fuck. You know, it's out there. You know, that there was some mistreatment or you were directly involved. What was the allegation? And then we'll go into the clarification. You know what I mean?
That's where I'm getting to. We didn't host an event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't host. Well, technically, we were having our own event at the same time, which was Ricardo Bruce, which is the voice of Cell in Spanish, Broly in Spanish, etc. A bunch of different voices that he does. But at during the same time, the whole Patricia Acevedo thing occurred, and it was a shit show. Honestly,
They came to the shop.
we didn't start it because we wanted to. It just happened because people were going to the shop telling Ricardo Brust, which is our voice actor that was there, they were telling him, hey, like they have this lady somewhere in the middle of two cars. I'm like, why would they even do that? So Ricardo Brust started he stopped signing. He's like, what? He's like, what do you mean they're doing this?
He even turned to look at me. He was like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, we were like, holy shit, what's going on? So anything that anybody has ever said that, hey, did we do stuff? No, we didn't do anything. Like, but we do have video proof that Patricia Acevedo was in a poorly lit area in between two cars. And that's not the only thing, apparently. And I'm gonna make this sound really racial for some reason. But the thing that happened as well is another voice actor, and I kid you not, the only black voice actor was towards the very end of another area, away from some of the other voice actors. We're like, what's going on? What are they trying to pull here? So it's not our words, but it's the words of the person that went and the community. They were telling us, hey, this is going on. And they told Ricardo Bruce, we're like, oh shit, okay. And so the day that I made the post, I was kindly told by Patricia Acevedo, "Hey, do you mind taking it down?" So like, yeah, respectfully, if you're honestly asking me to do it, I will do it. So I did, but that shit was about to blow up really, really bad because Ricardo Brust shared it on his own profile, gave a piece of his mind, and at that same time, that's when Patricia Acevedo reached out to us and like, "Hey, do you mind taking this down? Because this was not that big, according." But we know what we saw. We know what we heard, and it just didn't seem correct. And they showed us a bunch of proof. We're like, okay, I guess if this floats the boat, we'll go ahead and take it down.
All right, so correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I'm a conceited asshole, right? I'm an Upper Valley guy. If you're not within the 50 miles of me, I'm just like, it is what it is, right? So that day they had the Harlingen thing. You guys had a star signing. That was also the same time we had the Terra Sands and Mercedes too. That was the same weekend, right?
Yes.
So I'm trying to remember that post. So it's so funny, bro, because a lot of people were like, "Why are you doing this?" There's so many events, and I always believe that the consumer, the community, right? I always say consumer, but I always mean community. You gotta replace my words, right? If they want to get Terra Sand signed or they want to get this voice actor signed, they're gonna go. Like if they want to,
people choose what they want. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If they want to go to Mercedes and get this signed, and then they want to go to your taqueria to get something signed, then they're gonna fucking do it. It doesn't fucking matter if it's 45 minutes, 30 minutes, $50, $40, $80. Like nobody gives a fuck. Like they're gonna pay what they want to pay. So obviously, like with all this cross events going on, that event kind of tampered with your event. So was there any resentment? Did you kind of like call the person and were like, what the fuck's going on? Like, because obviously your name's getting dragged into it. Like, did you guys feel like, if we did it would have been right, or did it kind of give you guys like a negative image from that talent at your shop? Tell us a little bit more.
Luckily, I don't think a lot of bad stuff came out of it besides the people that were involved. Trying to reach out to him, trying to like tell him shit. I'm like, yo, he's not the one that did it. It was me. Like, you want to go with somebody, you go to me, dude. But honestly, nothing backfired on us. Luckily, I guess. If anything, we just had more. Huh?
We got
More
We got
attention.
more attention, yeah. If
Hey,
anything,
bro. Advertising is advertising, bro. Regardless of the fact, Jerry, Maggie, Limon, thank you guys for joining us. I just saw that. So again, I mean, there's another thing as bad publicity, bro. I got fucking shut down like 2 fucking weeks ago, and it's still like my number. Well, it's like my number 2 trending post now. But at that time it was my number 1 post. I'm like, hey, facts are facts, bro. Spade to spade. Like I'm not talking shit. It's just straight facts. Like obviously now digging into it, I found out what happened. But it's facts are facts, bro. The truth always comes out no matter what. So you guys had that situation going on. So that's good to hear you guys weren't involved. Again, I just kind of read the comments and so forth and saw things disappear. Has there ever been another situation that's come up with you guys where you guys kind of had the shit under the stick on something?
I mean, is this the topic?
I mean, it's up to you, man. I mean,
All right.
obviously there's different partnerships, right? I like to call this segment the
Yes.
partnerships. So and again, I mean, whatever NDAs or disclosures you guys had, that's all between you guys. Obviously, and this is just transparency. I'm gonna let the audience know. Like, I had that podcast a while back with "Is it time? It's time. It's time." Let's go, man! Like everybody was waiting for that. So
I actually have like 2 things that I basically have to talk about. One of them I'll refer to as the game guy, and the other one I referred to as the forgery guy, which is very obvious.
The game guy and the okay. Well, I mean, it's up to you how you want to do it, man. I just want you guys to know the audience before we get into it. I had the podcast with Chris from The Average Boys before, just talking about the community in general. And at that moment in time during that week, one of the hot topics was alleged quote unquote forged autographs, right? Because as you guys know, and I know, because again, as the business people, I have fucking autographed Chris Evans, autographed so forth. You guys are obviously going to make your money afterwards with whatever reserve and stuff. I mean, obviously we know the details behind it, right? To give the consumer the best price. So obviously there was a rumor at the time going around for fakes or allegations and stuff like that. So it's up to you, man. You can name names if you want to. Just tell us what happened. You can break it down however you want. The biggest thing I always like to let people know, because I like to start off these podcasts, is what they can take from it. Whether it's going to be the tea, whether it's lessons about partnerships or not having partnerships or reading the fine lines. So just whenever you guys are ready. I mean, if you
All
both
right.
want to go or whatever.
I think yeah, I'm more involved in that part because he was the guy I vast majority of the time. But
Hold motherfuckers accountable.
I want to use names. Trust me, I would love to use names, but
It's all you,
because
bro.
we're trying to avoid possible lawsuits. I'd rather not for the moment. That's what we're going to refer to them as the game guy. The game guy, honestly, I don't mind giving out his fucking name. Fuck that guy. His name is George. If you remember Nostalgia, Nostalgia was a cool place for comics. There used to have a guy working with them known as George Iran. I think no, not George Iran. George Ivan. George Ivan. There we go. That guy. Honestly, I wish him the best up to this day. He's cool as a person. As a partner, he sucked complete ass. He was my game guy. He used to fix consoles, bring me games, bring me a lot of things. He used to be at the shop. I gave him an area in the shop to sell a bunch of things. And at the end of the day, he would never show up certain days. He would not fix certain consoles. So a bunch of the unfixed consoles at the end of our partnership weren't fixed. So we're talking about two PS4s, which one of those PS4 owners was actually in the chat a bit ago. Athena Chan.
Right.
There she is. There she is.
She even remembers.
Yeah. She got screwed over. The guy took her PS4. He was gonna fix it, never did. He just left it the same way. A Nintendo DS, the Legend of Zelda edition, the gold one. He was supposed to fix a very minor issue that he said was easily fixable, which took over 2 months. It was the home button that wasn't properly working. He returned it to me. He's like, "Here it is." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Let's test it out." It don't work. I'm like, "Really?" Like, "Yeah, it don't work." I'm like, "I'm pretty sure you didn't touch it." That guy, as cool as he is, and if you ever do stumble upon him, I would say be very careful. Up to this day, I had to give away 2 PS4s, 1 Atari, about a GameCube or 2. I don't remember at this point. 2 SNES, completely out of my pocket because this guy took all that merchandise from all those customers and did not return it. Never contacted the people. So I was stuck with that bad image for a slight moment. And I'm like, I reached out to these people. I'm like, hey, this is something that I have to do, even though I'm not really supposed to do it. But here's a console. Take it in replacement as this thing that this guy took from you. And I'll just come up with another way of getting that money back.
Yeah.
And up to this day, I filed a police report. Police haven't done shit. I'm pretty sure this guy owes me about more than 1,500, maybe. I don't know. I honestly, at this point, I don't recall. Prices go up over time. So as much as it sucked, the guy is a cool person, but when it comes to business related things, he just completely sucks. So I was really heartbroken about that one, mainly because hey, I finally have a game guy. A lot of people look for games. I'm pretty sure maybe you look for games every now and then. A decent amount of people in the comment section do look for games. So it was kind of sad to let that go. It doesn't sound cool. No, trust me. At the first 2 weeks, awesome person, man. I kid you not. But shit went down really bad. And then he came along, forgery guy.
Forgery. Wait. We got to back up there. So before we go into forgery guy, so we're talking about the video game stuff. So biggest thing, man, before we get into the next conversation here, what were some of those key elements? Because I've had my experience, and Limon and Chris is actually two great relationships and connections. And I'm not kissing nobody's ass, just so you two guys know. Those two guys know I love them to death, though. I built two really good connections with that person that I had a similar situation. I paid for certain things and certain things didn't happen or certain things fell through. So, but what was some of the takeaways that you guys got from that? Did you guys decide to just do in source? Did you cut off video games completely? Did you say, you know what, no, fuck that, we're gonna focus on voice talent? What were some of those takeaways and stuff? So
All right, so takeaways from that one specifically, I was still willing to try to learn new things when it came to the games. Like, hey, I still kept studying more about video games. As much as I play video games or certain video games, I don't know sufficient about it. I'll be honest, straight up, 100% of the time, I'll tell you, hey, I don't know this sufficiently. Therefore, I'd rather not risk it. Or if I know somebody that can do it, then I'll send them that way. But the takeaway from that, I mean, it kind of made me start not wanting to trust having another partner at that point. Because, fuck, like I want to say I learned a lot of it, but at the same time I didn't because the guy was never there.
Mhm.
So I can't really be like, oh yeah, I learned not to do this, not to do that. But I learned not to trust somebody that says they're gonna show up. I guess that's what I learned because that guy never showed up. Uh, so that one, do I still do video games? Yes and no. I used to have a lot more when he was around. Do I still buy video games? Yes, I still buy video games every now and then. But everybody's asking for eBay prices at this point,
yeah,
which
no, I
is
feel you.
sad. Uh, so I don't know, man. That one's a toughie because I want to say I learned a lot from it, but I can't say I learned a lot from it mainly because there's no too much experience out of it.
Hey, bro, I gotta do this, bro, because you know, Dragon Bros, you guys are brothers. Adon, this one's gonna be for you, bro. This is just straight question for you, bro. So, how did it feel, or what was your natural instinct? Because obviously, this is your brother, right? And your brother trusted the guy. Like, what was your emotions with that and all that stuff? Like, how did you make it a teachable, learnable lesson for your younger brother, right? You know, what was the takeaway from that from your point of view? Because obviously, you know, you guys are brothers in business and you guys are obviously brothers, you know, out of business, right?
Since honestly, man, since the beginning, they warned me about him. They warned me about him and a close friend that I have, and I told my brother. I told my brother, and he was like, you know what, man, people deserve second chances, and he gave him the opportunity, like, to redeem himself after a lot of things that we heard from that guy.
Mhm.
But after I saw everything, I messaged the guy. I was like, you know what, man, I feel betrayed because I sat you on my table with my family, and I'm just asking you for my things back because this money that we put together, for the consoles and everything, I asked him nicely, and then my other part came out. And I get mad like fast,
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's business
and
and family, right? So there's
yeah,
gonna be some passion
and
behind it.
and I just told my brother we gotta learn from this. So I just felt betrayed again, and but I took it like, nah, I took it like I'm already used to it.
Mhm.
Like, people, they just want to use you. They escalate a little bit, and that's it. Se lo quería chingar. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. He knows. Athena, shut up. Pero from that we learn a lot. And me, I like looking for consoles. I like buying like more NES
Mhm.
and 64s. So I'm still into that. And but right now, if I need a console, I want a console for me. Le iba con el cinto, yeah, man. I just get it from my friends because they give me good prices now. Because I'm really good friends with the collectible shops here in the Valley, here in Bronzeville.
Shout out! Shout out!
Shout out to Jesse from Culture Shock and Sergio from 109
Yeah.
and Luis Ramirez. But honestly, man, we went through that. We didn't even argue. I was like, yeah, we just learn from it because we already know what's up. Like, we did, my brother did the good thing by helping him. He gave him a hand. Dude, we're just gonna, los meros meros. There you go, Sergio. Hey, we just,
Thank you for joining us.
no, my parents always tell us that you do everything from the bottom of your heart, you're gonna receive blessings. So
Mhm.
that's how we took it. Like, we just learned from it, and and a lot of things, like good things, came to us,
Mm.
and we started doing.
Yeah, we dropped the video games. Well, a good amount of the video games for voice actors.
Yeah,
Okay. So we got JV saying whatever they stole from him comes back tenfold. We got Sekio saying shout out to the Dragon Bros, and then we got our PS4 person. I'm just kidding. For yeah, that's facts. So okay, so I get that part. So, and again, obviously, as businesses, we try to venture out because we want to be that one-stop shop for all our customers, right? So very cool. So, Adani, say whoever wants to take the next question. So we kind of went past that hurdle of the business. So, what were some other things that a forgery guy or whatever you guys want to call it?
we call him El Vato.
What were some situations there? Because to me, that's the more recent one. I've been out of the valley for 2 years, working for another company. Came back and I was like, oh my god, all this stuff is crazy. So, what were some things you guys want to make clear? What are some things that you want to make sure people know? Facts are facts, right? And this is what happened and so forth. What are some things you guys want to share?
Dragon Ball is totally clean.
Oh yeah,
Every day we give it to my brother.
yeah.
Mr. Key, what's a Mr. Key? I gotta know the behind this.
Mr. Key dijo Sergio. Yeah.
And again, you don't have to name names. I'm just, it's
No,
all
no,
you
no.
guys. So,
Just forgery guy.
No. And the tone, bro. Limon, Mr. Key.
I mean, trust me, I would love to, man. But at the end of the day, I think I've wasted enough of my breath mentioning his name.
So let's just start from the beginning. So how did this partnership form? Did he come get tacos and talk, or what happened, or what?
He won. Oh, his brother. There we go. His brother wanted to buy SH Figure Arts, Dragon Ball. So I provided, and after that, it's when I started setting up the side of the shop barely, and I put on the TV and I put on Smash Bros. So I started playing Smash Bros with customers at the very beginning of the start of the shop. I started playing with customers where I would tell them, "Hey, you beat me, you get I'm not saying I'm really good at the game, but I could hold my own." So it was a good little thing to do. So the other brother, the forgery guy, challenged me to the matches, and I kicked his ass. And he was like, "Oh, that's pretty fun." Like, yeah. And then we started building a bond there, and that's when he approached me sometime later, saying, "Hey, you want to have this in store signing?" Like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. And then came in Chuck Huber, voice of Android 17, and then came all the voice actors we've had, man. Damien Clark, Jeremy Inman, Olivia Swayze, John Swayze, Kent Williams. A bunch of those happened because of him, basically. His name starts with a J. And over time, we just started getting closer. I kid you not. I actually considered him a really, really good friend. The thing that got me into it, the thing that made us basically good business partners at the start, was that I was the only one that was willing to hear him out. Apparently, according to him, I was the only one willing to hear him out, because at the beginning, and I'm gonna say this now because Sergio from Aisle 9 he's basically blocked him out too. But the thing that happened was, he went to Sergio's shop one day and he's like, "Hey, I want to do this," but according to forgery guy, he was told, "Oh, you're being naive." I'm like, "Oh, okay," and to which at this point he basically was, um, and he was really sad about it. He's like, "Yo, I'll hear you out. Let's do something, I guess," and that's how basically our little friendship started. Just me trying to support him and his idea, because at the end of the day, I would help or try to push somebody towards, "Hey, you want to do this? Cool, let's do it." I believe in pushing people forward and not back. Uh, so when I started doing that, it was uh, when I started doing that, we just started going through with everything, and then the last time that I spoke to this person was in November 28th. And actually, no, I'm lying. It was November 29th, the last time that I spoke to him because
And
he
you got
showed
the
up in
date
the shop.
memorized, bro?
Yeah,
Shit.
because November 28th was the last in-store event, in-store signing that I had with Vic again. Um, and that's the time that I told this guy, hey, what happened in short, like in a very summarized story, this person was not willing to take the fall along with us, even though he's like, yeah, man, I'm with you through the thin ice, whatever, I'll be there. But he wasn't willing to take the fall with us, um, bringing in said voice actor. And I'm like, yo, you know what? I'd rather not work with somebody that's not willing to be working as a team. Therefore, if I fall, you fall, or if you fall, I'll fall with you, because that's what
Mhm.
we're doing as a business partners. As business partners.
I get you. Now, real quick, before we move on, are you talking about like reserves that weren't met or promises that weren't initiated?
No.
Because I know there's a lot of different things that
Yeah.
go into bringing talent. I mean, I don't know
Luckily,
if you want to go into
luckily,
detail with
yeah.
that.
Luckily, every minimum and everything else. Luckily, we've never missed one.
Mhm.
So am I ever complaining about not making the money? No. Because the money was always made. But
Mhm.
what basically, I mean, I can pretty much speak about it at this point. We all know the allegations that our previous voice actor has, which I've mentioned twice already. He has a lot of allegations, which to some information, a lot of people believe are true. And I might be one of those, might not. I don't know at this point. But when I made the post, I got a lot of hate from people, which is I saw it coming. I knew it was going to happen. I had over 30 people commenting, "Oh, you're bringing this guy? He's this." I'm like, dude, chill out. He got bad, dude. Like
Mhm.
pictures and everything. It felt like it was. Okay, I kind of explained to you what it kind of felt like at this point. It felt like what's going on right now with Epstein's list of people. That's basically how it felt, dude. I was like,
Mhm.
holy shit, what is going on? And this guy never decided to basically, hey, uh, I'll post this along on my social media. That way we can get more traction. And I'm like, okay, post it. That way we can get more traction. Then, just delete everything negative, whatever. But this guy was not willing to do that.
Mhm.
And he's like, oh, I said I don't want to damage my reputation. So I'm like, oh, so fuck my reputation then.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's not like that. Well, you just said it's like that, basically. Yeah, like you're not saying it, but you're showing it. And that's essentially what made me like, no, you're not willing to take a fall with us, because you don't want to do this. You think you are more important than the other person.
Mhm.
So
I thought
it's
that Vic dude was what's it called. I thought that Vic dude won his case with all the evidence that was brought to his trial. Did I miss more stuff? No. So what was the allegation between everything that's going on? Was it like forgeries or what was it or what?
for the voice actor.
Yeah.
No. Huh.
I mean, you can reword it if you want to, or we can
Yeah,
bypass it.
I'm looking. I'm looking for a certain word. um, um, basically, what's going on with Epstein's thing? Basically, essentially, that's what
Mhm.
the allegations are about, kind of in those areas.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying not to say those words.
Okay, I feel what you're
um,
saying.
yeah, you got to be very careful with those words specifically.
Mhm. I feel you. So once you guys got through all that drama and stuff, so what was the separation? Was it like a mutual ground? Was it just like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make sure we separate clean? Because kind of like what you said, like if you're having one allegation about this, and then if you're not willing to, you have to. I hate this. Chris is gonna give me so much shit, but you gotta hold motherfuckers accountable, right? Like
Fuck
regardless
yeah.
of the fact, like you have to own the results. And one of the biggest things that me and Chris talked about, like one of my resolutions was to stand on business, like making sure that, you got to take your wins and you got to take your losses just the same. So, what's it called? So, what was that biggest thing? Chris is like, yep. So, what was that biggest thing that you guys kind of agreed upon? Or was it like a nasty separation? Did you say fuck off? Or like,
I
what
told
was
him to
the.
fuck off. He went to the
Mhm,
shop the very next day, November
mhm,
29th. He went to the
mhm,
shop. He's like, "Oh, hey, let's talk. I'm sorry. I want to say it now." I'm like, "Dude, shut up. You're You're bullshitting your way out of this, and it's not
Uh-huh.
gonna happen. So I told him, hey, grab whatever you have left here, take it. I don't want you here. I don't want to see you. This guy got a little bit too rough. I like, "Yo, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, don't do that. I'm like, don't do that. So like,
You're done.
yeah,
You're done.
you're done.
You're done.
And I'm like, no, don't get aggressive. We'll be fine. So I think that was the fastest time this person was ever at the shop. Like, because usually he would stay there for like over 45 minutes, and I just told him, hey, get your stuff, get out. I don't want to hear anything. I'm not going to conversate with you. We're done. I'm not willing to work with you at this point. And 5 minutes, boom, gone. Same way he got there with an Uber is the same way he had to go, an Uber. So did we end in good terms? Hell no. According to him, we did, but no, it's bullshit. One of the things that I don't like that I recently found out is that, so I wanted to make sure, because of everything going on, the forgery allegations, because of that's going on, I wanted to make sure our name was clean. Because hey, if they find out, hey, we were grouped up with this guy for signings and stuff like that, they're gonna start thinking we started forging or doing something along with it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to clear out my name. That's why my most recent posts are pinned saying, hey, we're not involved with this. These happened in the shop. I start providing proof in case anybody wanted to look at it. And some people did reach out to the shop. Some people reached out to me personally saying, oh, how can you provide proof for this one? Like, it's right here, man. Everything's right there. Anything else that did not happen at the shop, I cannot prove. So my next big step after making sure that the shop was clean, I had to contact not the voice actors, the Celebworks. I had to contact them. Like, hey, I called them and they told me, hey, call at this time because the person's not here at the moment. So like, okay, cool. Called back. I finally talked to the guy, and I'm like, hey, I'm calling on behalf of Dragon Bros, and I'm just trying to make sure that we were good because of everything that's going on down here. And he's like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, like definitely you're good and everything. You see, I was under the impression that we weren't gonna be because you guys were associated with this person, and I fucking hated this part. This fucker, forgery guy, decided to tell Celebworks and everybody else that he was the shop owner.
Nice.
I'm like, what are you doing? As soon as the guy told me that over the phone, like, oh, really? Like, so this guy, how many times did he not do that? That's the main question. Did he do that for every other voice actor that he supposedly got? And I'm like, how? Like, up to where is the
audacity?
Yeah, up to where is the name being used? So
Yeah,
that really scares me. Like, I know I'm clean. I know we're clean. Let me rephrase that. Like, we're clean, but we're just waiting on the JSA stuff because I mean, forgery was involved. So, and that forgery was JSA'd, and a guy from the JSA company got fired over it because hey, they found out some of those were actually faked.
Yeah.
So it just got out of control real quick. Up to this day, I haven't searched up anything because I'm not interested at this point. I'm tired. I hated getting notifications about it while I was trying to chill at Dallas with friends. I wanted to go meet some friends over there, take some breaks, necessary breaks, and then I get a call from this dude telling me, "Hey, have you seen what just fucking happened?" I'm like, "What happened? Like, did somebody die? Did something happen?" And then I go to Facebook and I realize, oh, I was like, remember, hey, I did say allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's
And
why
then
I'm not giving out
what was
names.
your brother showing you or what?
He started telling me, hey, did you see the post? I'm like, what post? And then as soon as I log into Facebook, that's the first thing that popped up. And I'm like, oh, that is interesting. That's when they started calling out everything, like the alleged forgery and all that stuff. and shit just went down for like the next 2 weeks. I think the
Mhm.
next 2 weeks, everything was just going.
We went to San Antonio.
Yeah, we went to San Antonio. We were still
That was
getting new
great.
stuff, like another little break, but no, everything was just going down.
Mhm.
And I mean, I don't know, man. It was just stressing to think about it too consistently.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Now, definitely, and a lot of people, if you guys don't know out there in the audience, there's different agencies. Celebworks is one of them, but Chris and Nuri, they have a roster of talent. You email them, proposals and stuff and so forth. So obviously he's playing a part that he obviously doesn't have, right? I'm the owner of this company, and so because they don't really validate it, they just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, at the end of the day, they just want to know what talent you want. This is the price, so forth. Here's your contract, so forth, right? So that's kind of the behind the scenes of that, in case anybody's asking or curious about that. One of the agencies there, what Celebworks is. But again, to kind of steer it back to it, so these allegations came, the forgery, the JSA and stuff. So what was the biggest kind of lesson from that? Because obviously, like, business is about learning, right? And as much as I want to, keeping the podcast under an hour, I'm still going to keep it going because we got good momentum here, and I'm not going to ruin it. But what was that biggest learning that you guys got from that? Because obviously, like, business has growing pains, and it's going to happen regardless of whatever you're trying to do. Because at the end of the day, you're growing for your community, right? You want to provide the availability and so forth. And every shop here in the valley is going to be the same. I don't give a shit if you're from Port Isabel to Rio Grande City. We want to give the person the best experience, the most authentic experience, right? And get them with the right price, which obviously involves a lot of negotiation. So what was kind of the biggest thing that you guys took from that lesson? I mean, obviously, you're not going to do business with them again, but what were some of the things that you guys, are going to consider in the future if you partner with somebody or don't partner with somebody, or a lesson
I
that you want to learn?
honestly, at this point, I'm in the area where I want to say I'm done with partnerships.
That's the whole point.
Because yeah, because bro's trying to. uh, at this point, I'm just basically trying to be done with partnerships. I got access to the people that I need to get access to. Um, Spanish voice actors have never been a problem. Uh, what did I learn from it? Not to trust a child, because the person is a child. Um, so I think it's better to try to. Yeah. Anna, thank you for the 99 stars for some reason. um, I think it's just mainly like, hey, I guess do some type of, I don't know, man. There's no background check for somebody that just turned 18. I can't
What's
do
it called?
anything.
I guess the biggest thing that I kind of want to emphasize is just that, in business, and it's kind of the same thing that I've told people with the partnership that I experience. Obviously, I have a different partnership history. Is once the goals are not uniformly changed, a lot of things are different. Like if you and your brother are working towards the same goal, where to support your family, be successful. If your brother decides he wants to go a different route and you don't have a communication, that's when things can just fall apart, right? You got to be that working unit.
Yeah,
So,
communication is key, man.
yeah. So now that you guys learned from these two things, what about the after events? What are some things that you guys are looking to do like in the future? Like,
We have a lot of stuff planned, man.
so what is it, man? Like, is there anything that you guys want to share? What's kind of like your, I don't know, let's go with this 30, 60, 90 day. We'll see. Let's see, John, there ain't no background checks for people out there. Hence is why people still work with Johnny Zamora.
Dude, for real, stay away from Johnny Zamora.
I mean, there's a lot of people. The way I see it is in this community world. I'm on the Dragon Cast, so the way I see it is like in this community world, we have like the Johnny Zamoras, the Ramsey Ramirez's, the Sergios, the Jessies, and so forth. Right? If you're operating clean or people know who you are and the brand you represent, that's a good thing, right? So it doesn't matter how you're doing it, and how you run business, whether you want to be cutthroat or whatever it is. At the end of the day, the same 30 business owners in the valley, we're gonna operate the best we can. So, for your future endeavors, you guys want to give us like a 30-day plan, 60-day plan?
Dude,
Like,
I
what's
can tell you I can definitely give you an
I
idea
mean,
of what I have
we
planned.
don't need the P&L, but what are some things that you guys want to improve for this coming year? I guess.
Well, for our main community here in the Lower Valley, or just anywhere in the valley. That's 956 represents 956. Um, there's a lack of Spanish voice actors. We are in the Spanish community. We have to bring Spanish voice actors a vast majority of the time. Obviously, English voice actors count always, but that's what we want to improve more on, bringing more of the Spanish voice actors in. Definitely, some of the ones that we want to bring in again. It's going to be Mario Castañeda, which is the voice of Goku, Rene Garcia, voice of Vegeta, and Lalo Garza, voice of Krillin. We definitely want to be bringing in a vast majority of the Spanish voice actors to represent our Spanish speaking community, because that's the big one here in our area, specifically because we own a goddamn taco shop. So, and we're right next to the border, so it's the most logical thing to do. Um, and we have a lot of plans to bring in again Mario Castañeda, Rene Garcia, Lalo Garza. There's Carlos Segundo, which is the voice of Piccolo. There is
They just give me a
um,
lot of access right now to a lot of Spanish voice actors, and which I'm super happy right now, man.
You gotta get a little bit closer, or give them the headset.
Like they just gave me access to a lot of Spanish actors, voice actors. So I'm super happy. I'm super happy that that happened because we don't treat them like voice actors, man. We treat them like family, and they
Mhm.
feel comfortable with us. We take them to the island. We have lunch together. We even make cookout for them.
but yeah, we have cookouts.
So they feel like they're in Mexico, man. Like we're
Mhm.
family. So I just treated these four persons right, man. Like they were my family, and they gave me a lot of access to a lot of people. And they
Mhm.
even told me, "You need someone? Just let me know."
Mhm.
We'll and to this day, from all the Mexican or Latino voice actors, I don't have no minimum, which is the coolest part.
Mhm.
They just tell me, "Hey, I just want to be friends with you."
Mhm.
And yeah, of course, there's people that charge, but like, yeah, we're hinting it out right now that we're gonna bring Mario, Rene, Lalo, Ricardo Bruce is gonna come back. He wants to come back. A lot of new Mexican voice actors, the Latino ones, are gonna come, but we need to plan it out. And how we want to do it this time, we want to do it totally different. And triggers me, triggers I know, bro. Pero we decided since the beginning of the year, even my sister, she's in the logo, Dragon Bro, she's not here. Shout out to my sister Eva, Cassandra. Uh,
That if we get sued by said forgery guy, we have a lawyer.
and we just sat down since the beginning of the year and thought that it was time like for us to get together again, like to get our ideas and just go forward.
Mhm.
Even though that we get busy with my sister has her own business as well, my brother with a shop, he also with the taqueria, I run the taqueria. Pero we just sat down and we talked like, hey, we're gonna do it.
Mhm.
It's the three of us, so there's a partnership with the three of us, so we're just gonna push it. We're gonna go hard. This
Yeah.
year we're going hard.
And
Pero
let me say something. There may or may not be a planned Spanish voice actor only little event that we want to pull off. That which may or may not involve Mario Castañeda, Rene Garcia, Lalo Garza, Juan Carlos Tinoco. Uh, we have a bunch of voice actors already, like in our sleeves.
Nice, very good. So, well, that's good. So, good to hear that you guys got some good adventures coming up. Hold my beer. So, but I appreciate you guys' time. Biggest thing is, what I want you guys to take away, and this is just talking to the audience in general. Regardless of the fact if you're Upper Valley, you're Lower Valley, there's going to be either bad business or lessons to learn from. Because at the end of the day, you know, me as my new adventure is going to be. I cash app you right now. Is that what he said? I
Yeah, that's
cash
what he
app you
said.
right now. You can't put taxes on Cash App, bro. That's in your invoice. I'm just kidding. But what's it called? One of the biggest things is we want to make sure that we do it for the community. So obviously, you guys' community being closer to the border, it's going to be the right decision, right? Granted, we've had some voice talent, some Mexican voice talent here in the Upper Valley as well. I don't associate with that too much. I don't have the crowd for it. Just transparency. I could get 30 pops, but I'll probably sit on 30 pops. I'm just gonna be honest. Just my clientele is not like that. But it's good to get a working business plan because obviously you got to cater to your audience particularly. So, but again, I appreciate you guys' time. Before we sign off or whatever it has to be, is there anything you guys want to talk about? Anything more recent coming up? Maybe you guys got a voice actor talent in the next month or anything? I
No, I
don't.
mean,
Maybe.
I think the most newest thing that we're gonna do is have an update on our logo because it's a little outdated in my opinion. We're gonna update that sometime soon, along with doing an auction again to start off how we started off originally. Um, Other than that, um, there's not really much. And my question to you specifically,
Sure.
what do
Go
you
ahead.
like to collect?
Me, bro, shit. So thank you, Chris. So me, man, basically, like, I'm selling my collection now, obviously, because that's how it starts off in the business, where you gotta sell your collection, right? My biggest thing, man, is honestly, I collect what I like. I'm a big Captain America fan. Got my signed Chris Evans, Power Ranger fan. Got a lot of JDFs, a lot of original White Rangers and stuff. I've developed expensive tastes just because I'm a dumbass. But I mean, that's pretty much what I collect, man. That's my thing. And again, if you guys haven't, because we are sharing the stream on both pages. If you guys are on the Adam Collections page, I did drop the link to Dragon Bros there. Um, Oxford, my
Oh,
buddy Oxford. What's up?
yeah, that's definitely yeah. A lot of people usually ask us, if we're really big fans of Dragon Ball. I mean, yeah, technically we are because they relate Dragon Ball to our logo name or just our name in general. It's not really because of that. It's mainly because our last name is literally Mondragon. MON Dragon. Like that's literally the reason we're called the Dragon Bros. It's not because we like Dragon Ball. It's not really because of that. But everybody always asks us like, "Hey, you guys like Dragon Ball a lot? Is that why you have the Dragon Bros?" Like, no, that's not that. It's just our last name. It's like the Mario Bros.
The Dragon Bros. That's good. That's awesome. So, but again, the address, guys, is gonna be at the bottom 344 Paredes Lane Road, Brownsville, Texas. I didn't even put the zip code. I'm such a horrible guest, man. So
It's okay. 78521.
78521. So again, guys, I feel that. So check out Dragon Bros, guys. We do have a podcast every Friday at 8 o'clock on Adam's Collections page. We're also building a website. FYI, the best food, I guarantee I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you guys know I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you guys know when I go though. Just FYI. Whether you spit down the tacos or not, I'm gonna give a fuck. I'm still gonna eat them. So
Yeah, if you don't find a toy, you can at least find some food.
yeah, you're not wrong.
Unless you're
But
vegetarian.
and then what was it? I gotta make this happen before we log off. You guys do have the best barbacoa in the valley, right? I know
Yes.
that was award winning, right? The best.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna definitely put that to the test here. So again, guys, we appreciate everything that you guys do. Feel free to catch us on the next one. Just for you guys in the lower valley, FYI, I do have Culture Shock will be on the podcast probably on the 19th. Jesse's gonna join. I guess he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get on. So Jesse will be on there, and I'm open to anything. Feel free to message me, DM me, guys, if you guys want to put business out there. I mean, it's all a big community, right? So before we sign off, guys, anything you guys want to say? Anything you guys want to add? Or
Free shout outs to Aisle 9 Collectibles. Honestly, he's a guy. And Jesse también.
My sister.
Yeah, Jesse, Culture Shock. Honestly, I think those are some of the real ones in my opinion. Yeah, I mean you said her.
what's it called? I'll be honest, man. I think the only people I know, well, now I know you two guys, right? I just know you guys, Jesse, and that's pretty much all I know from Lower Valley, bro.
Yeah, honestly, some of the real ones, in my opinion, are definitely Sergio from Aisle 9 Collectibles and Jesse from Culture Shock. Those are the ones that he gets more along with Sergio. Sergio loves him. Sergio, I feel like he hates me, but he doesn't. He loves me too. Jesse, it's basically the relation he has with Sergio is a relation that I have with Jesse. That's essentially how it is.
That's fucking great. What's it called? But alrighty, guys. So besides that, guys, thank you guys for joining us on the podcast. Maybe there might be a Dragon Cast in the future with you guys, right? So
yeah.
Besides that, I'll end the stream, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Catch us on the next one, 8 o'clock on Friday nights, guys. See you.